Now there are different payloads, ways to check if the website is vulnerable. So we can use different payloads. So one of them we have already seen before, where we type the asterisk, and then it shows you the SQL database error, which indicates that it's vulnerable. Now you can also use this character. You can use a quote. So there are different payloads that you can use a comma, and that show you like the website is vulnerable. It throws a database error, which is something that that means that you can go on. If the website is not vulnerable, obviously, then the technique doesn't work, this type of attack. But if the website is vulnerable, you can do an attack. You can also like mess around with SQL queries in here. So for example, with a database, a SQL database, which is what most of the web uses, all of the data is stored into tables. And we can try to fetch the table names. So let's say we have categories 1, and then we type the SQL language command and select star from users is equal to 1. So this query selects something from table. It's a usual SQL language query. And if you type enter, you'll say, hey, it shows an error about that table. So the table users exists. If we try something else, so let's say maybe cookie, then, okay, now we just got an error. Then it tells you, hey, the table doesn't exist. So from just the web URL and messing around with SQL in there, you can get information about which tables exist. Now, of course, using the SQL map tool is a much more efficient way to get table data and to dump the data. But the basic technique behind the scene is using the web URL and manipulating it with the SQL language.